Beijing streets rumble with the march of steel. A new Chinese tank, lighter, faster, deadlier, takes the stage. Armed with radar, shields, and even its own drone, it promises to redefine battle. But in an age of cheap killer drones, can tanks still survive? Beijing is preparing to unveil a new generation tank during next month's military parade, marking the 80th anniversary of China's victory over Japan in World War II. The medium-weight vehicle, lighter than the People's Liberation Army's Type 99, a main battle tank, has already been spotted on the streets of Beijing in rehearsal footage circulating online. Military analysts say the design reflects lessons from Ukraine, where tanks have struggled against drones and portable anti-tank weapons. Unlike older models, the new Chinese tank is expected to feature a 105mm gun, an advanced active protection system known as the GL6, and phased array radar capable of providing 360-degree coverage against missiles, rockets, and drones. Chinese defense expert Fu Qianshao told the South China Morning Post that the system can continuously monitor its surroundings, deploy countermeasures, and intercept incoming threats, significantly increasing survivability. He added that the innovations point to a new generation of tanks designed for networked warfare with survivability, information integration, and multi-functionality as their defining characteristics. The system can continuously monitor the surrounding environment, automatically deploy countermeasures, and intercept incoming missiles, rockets, and drones, significantly enhancing survivability. The design of next-generation Chinese tanks with active protection systems, hybrid power, and modular design demonstrates the core requirements of future land warfare: survivability, informatization, and multi-functionality. These innovations not only enhance the offensive and defensive capabilities of future MBTs, but also open a new landscape for informationized land battlefields. One of the most striking features is the integration of an onboard drone system, extending the tank's reconnaissance reach and allowing it to act as an information hub. Analysts say this may be the first attempt globally to embed drone capability directly into a tank, potentially signaling a shift in how armoured warfare adapts to the demands of modern battlefields. The backdrop to China's unveiling is a wider debate about whether tanks still have a place in modern warfare. In Ukraine, thousands of tanks, from Soviet-era T-72S to Western-supplied Leopard 2S, Challenger 2S, and even American Abrams, have been destroyed, abandoned, or captured. Cheap, first-person view drones costing a few $100s have managed to disable tanks worth millions. Infantry armed with lightweight systems such as the NLAW, as well as shoulder-fired missiles like the Javelin and Stugner P, have made tanks even more vulnerable. The Ukrainian military has often paired mobility with improvisation, mounting cages on vehicles or even deploying small teams on motorcycles and buggies to hunt armoured targets. Paul Schara, a former US Army Ranger and Director of Studies at the Center for a New American Security, has argued that the role of tanks is shifting. He suggested that rather than leading assaults, tanks may increasingly be relegated to supporting roles, providing firepower once frontline threats have been cleared. Military strategist Edward Lutwak has drawn a similar conclusion, pointing to the way infantry in Ukraine has been empowered by readily available anti-tank weapons. According to him, determined ground forces are now equipped with tools that can undermine the tank's historical dominance. An infantry that is determined to fight is now super-empowered by having things like a huge number of point-and-shoot disposable anti-tank rockets. The scale of the losses has been staggering. Open-source analysis by the Oryx Intelligence Collective estimates Russia has lost more than 3,800 tanks, while Kyiv has lost around 1,100 since the start of the war. These figures have prompted some observers to write early obituaries for the tank, declaring it obsolete in an era of drone warfare. Despite these setbacks, tanks are unlikely to disappear from the battlefield. Both Russia and Ukraine continue to modify their fleets with makeshift counter-drone armour and reinforced protection. Russian Turtle tanks, layered with improvised cages, and US-modified Abrams with reactive armour illustrate a trend. Armies are adjusting, not abandoning. Future designs already reflect this adaptation. Russia is developing the T-14 Armata with an unmanned turret. The United States is working on its Abrams Sex prototype and M10 Booker. Britain is preparing the Challenger 3, and Germany is moving forward with the Leopard 3. These fourth-generation tanks will incorporate hybrid propulsion, advanced sensors, and integrated drone systems. China's new model may be among the first to embody this next stage of evolution. With modular design, counter-drone technology, and hybrid power expected, it reflects a global recognition that the tank must be redefined rather than retired. Fu Qianxiao has described these innovations as essential for future battlefields where information flow, survivability, and multi-functionality will matter as much as firepower. For now, the debate continues. The Ukraine war has exposed the vulnerabilities of tanks in ways not seen since their debut in 1916. Yet, history also shows that tanks have adapted to every challenge, from landmines to precision missiles. Today, the question is less whether tanks will survive, but what form they will take in the battles to come.